If you want to get into hauling containers, this is a channel for you right here. Majority of what I do is haul containers. I pull containers and I pull dry vent. I hardly show any dry vent content because I don't pull much dry vent. Most of my loads are containers. If it gets slow or I need to head in a direction and I can't get a container to take me that way, then I'll hook to the dry van, book a load and be on my way. But majority of the time you see me, I'm going to be hooked to a container. That's what I prefer to do. If you're looking at getting trucking, find what you prefer to do and do it. Don't just do something because somebody else like it or somebody else doing it. You might start doing it and don't like it. Don't fully commit yourself to one thing until you try it out. Try out other stuff also and see what exactly you like to do. Because you might get into container and figure that you don't like it. So that's a good way. That's the best way I could put it. Okay, so we're going to get into this one. It's the Exit 36 podcast. What do I do if I find the defects on the trailer? Example, bad tires, lights, the chassis pin won't lock, the landing gear don't wind up or wind down, something like that. A lot of times, whenever I go to the chassis yard and I'm picking up a chassis, I hook to it, I do a pre-trip on the chassis. I know I'm going down the road with it. I'm not sure how many days I'm going to have it. I might have it one day just for that one load. I might have it a week or 2 weeks. As long as I'm running the same size container, go out, come back, take that off, put the next one on, and I'm out again. If that's what I'm doing, I might be stuck with that same chassis for a while. So always make sure I have a good chassis. The tires are not recaps. I try my best not to run recap tires. Last thing I want is a blowout on the road. Then I'm stuck on the side of the road. Gotta get road service to come out. All the chassis I pull, all the chassis I try to pull chassis that have virgin tires and the tires are fairly good. If the tire worn out, I don't pull it. I see a situation where I hook up to a chassis, inspect it, the tire not what I like to run. I unhook from the chassis, somebody else come hook up to it and leave with it. That's them, that's not me. So I try to make sure my tires are good. The lights, I try to make sure all my lights work. I do a thorough inspection on the chassis when I hook to it. If I'm going down the road, it's night. One of the first things that DOT gonna see is that I have a light out. So I try to make sure all my lights work. I try to keep spare lights with me if I'm out on the road and need a light. If I'm inside the port at the chassis yard, I try not to do any repairs on their chassis in the yard. Some of them won't allow it. They'll write you up for it. They'll warn you for it. So I try to avoid that. Furthermore, the ports I deal with now, they're fairly quick on doing repairs. So if I have a light out, I just go over to the repair section, the chassis repair section, and they'll replace the light if they're not too busy. If they have another chassis available, I just hook to another chassis and keep it moving. So basically you pick up a chassis, you have a bad tire, have a light out, the pins won't lock. Somewhere the pins won't lock, depend on the severity of the pin. It might not be something they're going to get to right away. So you might have to just tag that out as a bad chassis, grab a good chassis and keep it moving. Or something like tires and lights, if there's no more chassis available, you take it over to the repair section and they replace it. If you're out on the road, they have a number you could call to get a road service to come out and replace it. Now it going to depends if you're on the road. It going to depends which chassis pool the chassis come from on who you're going to call, or if you even going to call somebody. It's other ways you could get chassis and run it. It's not really approved for you to do that. So in that case, if you get a tire out, if you get a tire blowout or you get a light out, you can't call them because you wasn't approved to be hauling what you're hauling on that chassis. So you're going to have to foot that bill yourself, pay for the repairs, and keep it moving.